As the USS Gerald R. Ford races toward Israel, is Iran already lining up its response at sea? Iran Makran, Naqdi destroyer, and Shahid Mahdavi carrier return. Routine rotation, or Tehran's countermove. Iran's warships ready to stalk, shadow, or blunt Trump's armada in the Middle East. Iran's 103rd Naval Flotilla returned home after a 100-day voyage, according to Mehr news reports published on February 27. The 103rd Flotilla of the Iranian Army Navy docked at Konarak Port in Sistan and Baluchistan province after completing its long-distance deployment. The returning naval group was received with an official ceremony and a warm welcome as it re-entered Iranian territorial waters. Its mission began in early December 2025, when the flotilla sailed to take part in an international joint maritime exercise. The drills, codenamed Will for Peace 2026, were held at the South African Navy base at Simonstown near Cape Town. Over the course of the deployment, the flotilla traveled roughly 13,000 nautical miles during its 100 days at sea, Iranian media reported. The task group consisted of the Makran forward base ship, the destroyer Naqdi, and the Shahid Mahdavi helicopter carrier. Separately, the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford departed the NATO naval facility at Suda Bay on the Greek island of Crete on February 26. The American carrier was expected to arrive off the Israeli coast within about 24 hours of leaving Crete, according to multiple reports. Additional F-35A Lightning II stealth fighters and F-15E Strike Eagle jets are also reported to be en route to the broader Middle East theater. These deployments coincided with Oman-mediated indirect nuclear negotiations between the United States and Iran in Geneva on February 26. Iran reportedly rejected all of the United States' key demands during the latest round of indirect nuclear negotiations in Geneva. The development was made by the Wall Street Journal on February 27, citing unnamed Iranian sources familiar with the talks. U.S. envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner entered the crucial February 26 session in Geneva, carrying a package of especially tough demands. According to the report, the two officials were under heavy pressure not to accept any agreement that might later be attacked as too soft on Tehran. Washington's demands include dismantling Iran's three principal nuclear sites at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan as part of a new deal. U.S. negotiators also want Iran to hand over its entire stockpile of enriched uranium to an agreed foreign custodian, officials indicated. American officials were expected to restate that any future nuclear agreement with Iran must be permanent, without time-limited sunset clauses. The U.S. side would further like Iran to accept constraints on its ballistic missile program and reduce its support for allied proxy groups. Iranian representatives rejected the idea of transferring their uranium stockpiles to another country, insisting they must remain under Iranian control. Tehran also opposed proposals to halt enrichment activity and to demolish its existing nuclear facilities under a new agreement. Another point of friction is that Trump's team is offering only limited and gradual sanctions relief to Iran in return for these far-reaching concessions. At the same time, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi stated publicly that the Geneva talks had made serious or substantial progress. Araghchi said that U.S. and Iranian teams had begun in-depth discussions on the structure and content of a possible future agreement on the nuclear dossier. The negotiations followed new warnings from President Donald Trump that Iran is developing missile capabilities that could strike targets in both the U.S. and Europe.